So guys, I got a question. How much do y'all know about a one Nicholas J. Fuentes? Now, you may ask yourself, ain't that the guy that fucked a catboy? And yeah, probably. You might also ask yourself, ain't that the Nazi? And yeah, probably as well. The answer to both of those questions may surprise you. But first, we gotta show you fan art. Then we'll show you why I'm talking about him. But like I said, the very first one is right here. We have a piece of fan art from King Driving Thunder. They said another fix. We have a Sultai Suris Slime Cat. When Suris Slime Cat enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 blue and green ooze cat creature token. Suris Slime Cat's power and toughness are equal to the number of oozes, cats, and wizards you control. You know what? That's actually a fairly balanced effect. Allow me to break it by building a blink deck around it. As always, thank you for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. So, Right Wing Watch has a very, very long thread on greatest hits of Nicholas Fuentes. Let's go ahead and call it that. To be, you know, nice and charitable. And this is because Elon Musk has decided for some reason that bringing known Nazi Nick Fuentes back to the platform is a good thing. So isn't Nick Fuentes a fan? Haha, no. So Right Wing Watch goes, we'd be more than happy to help anti-Semitic white nationalist Nick Fuentes reintroduce him to everyone on this platform in his own words. So let's begin with the first one they have here. Thank you, Elon Musk, for reinstating my account and upholding your commitment to free speech. I've been censored on every major platform for +3 years. Much has been said about me in that time by groups like the ADL and the SPLC. I look forward to reintroducing myself in my own words. Words like these ones.
At the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews, so many of the people that are perpetrating the lies and the destruction on the country, they are evildoers. They are people that worship false gods. They are people that practice magic or rituals or whatever. And more than anything, those people need to be, when we take power, they need to be given the death penalty. Straight up.
So every person, and we're gonna increase his volume a little bit. So according to Nick Fuentes, anybody who is of a different religion just needs to be killed. Every single person. Yes, with his pedophile mustache and everything.
And I'm far more concerned about that than I am about even non-white people or mass migration. These people that are communing with demons and engaging in this sort of witchcraft and stuff, and these people that are suppressing the name Christ and suppressing Christianity, they must be absolutely annihilated when we take power. This is God's country. This is Jesus's country. This is not the domain of atheists or devil worshippers or perfidious Jews. This is Christ's country.
So anti-Semitism, a want to kill anybody of a different religion, all of that stuff, just right here with Nick Fuentes. All of it. When he thinks he'll be taking power, he just wants to kill everybody with his pedophile mustache. Said, damn, I knew it was a Nazi, but we got to Jews way the fuck quicker than I thought. This is how Nick Fuentes operates. You're gonna step away so you don't start acting like an anarchist. We suppress the name of Christ and establish the name. Oh, god damn it. Clueless Expert just dropped it. Hello? God damn it. You don't hate on Christians specifically, but I do hate Abrahamic religions and their religious leaders. I think it's entirely fair when somebody uses their religion as a cudgel against you to make some damning remarks about said religion. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. And in this scenario, I think that's entirely reasonable, because now we have a Nick Fuentes building up an audience of extremists who are okay with him talking about killing their fellow Americans. By the way, you know, there's this.
We love Hitler, not in a fucking gay way, okay? We love Hitler.
Not in a gay way, okay?
Or in a Christian way, you freak. Not in a gay way. Anyway, in like a awesome way, okay? In like a we love Trump way, you fucking liberal. We love Hitler, not in a fucking gay way.
This is the person Elon Musk wants back on the platform. This is the person Musk is okay having back on the platform. On Twitter. Everybody has an opportunity to change. That's the wrong button. Everybody has an opportunity to get better. Everybody has an opportunity to improve and not be the person they were before. Whether or not they make amends to everybody that was around them to begin with, they, at the very least, can become a better version of themselves. I sincerely doubt that Nick Fuentes has become a better version of himself. I think he's probably, more than likely, still a goddamn Nazi. I don't see that changing. Like, at all. Killer Fox Gaming, thank you for redeeming your points for an all wall. Some levity for this. But don't worry. We're not done.
Of our worldview. We have got to talk about the fundamentals of our worldview.
Ah, the fundamentals of Nazism.
And
let's go.
What it would look like to build a society based on our distinct worldview, which is different from the left. Different from a godless, atheist, constructivist, liberal worldview.
Okay,
And
what's
what
it
does that
look
look like? Does that look like a society where you have gay marriage and birth control and contraceptives and legal, ubiquitous internet pornography and all the rest, but transgender...
We also know that Nick Fuentes looks up gay porn. But, you know, don't worry. He'll tell you about how porn is bad. Because if porn is good, then he can't get off anymore. I'm convinced that most Republicans, most extremists that are against porn, are only against porn because if everybody else is against porn, then it gives them something to jack off to. They don't jack off to the porn itself. They jack off to the idea of jacking off to something they're not supposed to get into.
Kids aren't playing in girls' water polo? No. That's not what it looks like. It looks like a society where women don't have the right to vote. And it looks like a society where boys and girls get married as teenagers and start having kids. And they don't use birth control and they don't use contraceptives. And they have big families and a high birth rate. And it looks like women wearing veils at church. And it looks like...
So it looks like women not having rights. It looks like women not having rights at all. But don't worry, Elon Musk. This is definitely the person who needed to be allowed back on the platform.
Women not being in the workforce. And it looks like mothers raising their kids. And it looks like pornography being banned. And homosexuality and transsexuality, as well as heterosexual sodomy, as well as...
So if you want to fuck your wife in the ass, that's also bad.
Fornication and adultery being shamed by the society. And maybe in some places, in some jurisdictions... regulated by the law. It's not enough
If you fuck your wife in the ass, the police are going to come to beat your ass, according to Nicholas J. Fuentes. Man, I'm confused. How is he still alive?
to say we're against trannies. You got to be against women's rights too. It's not enough to be against blue-haired feminism. You got to be against women getting educated. Okay? Or else...
He's at least right about that. You can't be against a handful of people having an ideology you disagree with without just being against all of the people of that sect, period. Congratulations, Nick. You're right. You have to look like a cartoon villain to be consistent.
What are we really trying to achieve here? 1999? 1999 sucked too. We want to go back to 1099. We want to go back to the Middle Ages.
We want to go back to the time where you were allowed to get thumb screws for being in a different religion. That's what he wants. Man, wouldn't it be just funny? Just ha-ha funny if Nicholas J. Fuentes got his ideal society and then he was the very first person on the chopping block.
So, we're burning your gay pride flag, we're burning your gay pride float, and then we're gonna drag your bitch wife out of her house, kicking and screaming, and then we're gonna burn her at the stake too for being a witch.
So, if you love a woman, we're also going to just kill your wife. That's what Nick Fuentes wants. He just wants to be able to kill your wife too, for basically just not agreeing with her. Because let's be honest, that's what most Christians see witches as. Not people who actually can cast real magic spells. No, they see witches as just uppity women. That's it. Morbid Palace, thank you for redeeming your points for an whoa. Camp is the Vine, thank you for redeeming your points for an Ada. I'm sure that probably made Nick Fuentes way more horny than it needed to. As the Charles says, and there it is, the transphobia, fucking bigot bingo. Sorry, sir, I don't get angry often. I know. So, Nick Fuentes can get anybody angry. I am desensitized to Nick Fuentes, unfortunately. But if he said something about Saki, I might club him.
The Supreme Court has a blueprint to revisit all those decisions and say, guess what? It's not in there. So that means that banning gay marriage is back on the menu. Banning sodomy is back on the menu. Banning contraceptives is back on the menu. And basically, we're having something like Taliban rule in America, in a good way. We're having
Taliban rule in America. In a good way, everybody. You know, like women being beaten for having opinions and being made to be basically breeding factories. You know, in a good way. Ha. So luckily there are states that enshrine all those protections. I keep hitting the wrong button. Said say fucking what? Oh, yeah, no, if you're new to Nick Fuentes, this is just what he does. Oh, sweet. We've got him back in Pedo Stash for the next part. We already covered this one, but this was an interesting one, if you remember. This is the one where he basically celebrates the idea of women being afraid of rape.
Even these toughest guys, or those that pretend to be the most tough or the most masculine, they've got their dumb bitch wife right behind them in their ear. And we both know that guy is never going to punch her in the face. He's never going to kill her. It's just like the woman knows that's not even in the cards. It's not in the deck, okay? She's going to open up that pack of cards and it's not in there. 0% chance, okay? It's never going to happen. He's never going to cheat. There's no rape. There's no, in other words, there's no actually male power coming from the man. Like, the man is not a beast. The man is not an animal. He doesn't have power because he would never abuse whatever power that he has, and therefore he doesn't have it. And so because the woman knows the man totally, doesn't fear him, is completely comfortable and kind of bored with him, she doesn't ever really respect him. And that's when the power dynamic, I think, changes.
So the only way for a woman to respect a man is if she is afraid of the man beating her, raping her, etc. Mind, this is the man who has said publicly he has never been in a relationship with a woman. This man has never felt the touch of a human partner. Unless it was a Nazi catboy. I mean, that's a different scenario entirely, right? That's a different scenario entirely. And this thread continues on. We're not done. You thought we were finished? No. See, we also have to talk about Nick Fuentes, the pedophile. I wish I was kidding. We'll roll the clip.
Raw. I don't want to wait a moment. Right when the milk is good, I want to start drinking the milk. Same thing goes with women. I don't want to turn 30 and find some 20-year-old, 29-year-old woman that I have something in common with, and it's like, hey, properly aged, like wine. Women don't age like wine, they age like milk. They don't age like wine. That's not how their hormones work. That's not how they work. Yeah, I gotta find my 16-year-old wife. Probably when I turn 30 or something. Because here's the thing, I don't want to be like, let's say I get married to the 18-year-old now. 6-year age difference. When I turn 40, she's going to be 34. Ew. What if I'm 30 and she's 16? 14-year age difference. When I'm 50, she'll be 36. When I'm 40, she'll be 26. Then now we're talking here. Now we're cooking with gas.
Now we're cooking with gas. He gets to have, instead of a person with, like, power close to him, instead of a person that can have opinions that are different than him, no, somebody who's uneducated in how the world works. somebody who has no power, no ability to function without his support, that's the person he wants to be with. This part's not about, oh my god, the age of consent is technically... No. I don't care about that right now. Okay? There was a version of me that might have gotten lost in the weeds of that argument 10 years ago. The version of me that exists right now asks, why do you want to be with a woman who has no agency? Why do you want to be with a woman who barely can consent? Why do you want to be with a woman who cannot say no to anything that you want, because they will be completely reliant on everything involving you? Well, you've got it right on the first one, Jassa. It's control. He wants maximum control of any person he is in a relationship with. That's all. This is a person who glorifies the idea of raping women, of beating women. This is a person who glorifies the idea of killing his fellow Americans because they think differently than him. That's who this person is. That's who Nick Fuentes is. That's who Elon Musk is okay with being back on Twitter. That's the person. But the thread continues.
I don't know if this is true, but something on Twitter said, like, all of Hitler's girlfriends were 16 and 17. And Alex Jones, I don't even know if that's true, but if that is, that's probably why Alex Jones called Hitler a pedophile. And it's like, you faggots would be saying the same thing about Hitler. MLK was a rapist, and Hitler was a pedophile. It's like, you know what? The world's a little bit more complicated than that. Okay? The world's a little bit more complicated than you're making it out to be. Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore, am I right?
You know, I feel like if I'm calling somebody a pedophile, I don't know if I would use really fucking cool as my next descriptor. I don't know if I would be willing to do that. That sounds like a stupid thing to do. Just saying.
I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really fucking cool. And any boy knows that. Anybody who watches these videos where he's rolling down the street and stuff, it's like, this guy's awesome. This guy's cool.
So I'll just say this. As opposed to finishing the rest of every single thread, every single thing in this thread, which there are a few more, there's a whole library of this shit on the internet. There's tons of this on the internet that you can find if you're looking for how bad is Nick Fuentes? Why is he bad? Aside from the fact that he's, you know, a Hitler-glorifying pedophile. Instead, I will just say this. Nick Fuentes, if you think Hitler was so cool, then maybe consider following your leader. If he was so cool, go out the same way he did. Insert end of video tagline here. Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Nixie-chan, the Oberon team, Agamotto, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.